Hi everybody, welcome to Aimee Nolte Music. This is a different setup today because recently I've made a video called Bruh, Do You Even Melody? And most of the comments that I've gotten have been really positive. A lot of people have said, Aimee, you figured out my problem. I can't even play Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And then they say, okay, I'm going to go play Rudolph now for several hours. But some people, including this guy, Adam, say hello.
Hello.
This is Adam from Australia. And Adam wrote to me. He did it in such a nice way. And he told me, Aimee, I like your video, and I don't want to be the guy who criticizes you in any way, so I hope I don't come across that way. But here's my deal. He goes, you are assuming that I can sing in tune, that I can hear the difference between a C and a D. And I don't think I can. So Adam was like, I have the little app that I recommended called Instuner, and he goes, I'll tell myself, okay, sing a G, Adam, and then I'll never get it right. So Adam also told me that just so I didn't think he was a great big old dummy, he told me that he's a lawyer and a doctor, and he owns his own business, and he says things usually come easy to me, but this does not come easy to me, and it's very frustrating, and I don't think I can even melody. So I was like, all right, Adam, I'm going to try to put my money where my mouth is and see if you don't think you can do this, let's see if I can help you to do this, right? Adam, do you want to explain a little bit, or have I?
Sure, yeah, no, in the video you described the person that goes out and learns how to make all the chords and knows how to form, all the basic chords, and I can do that. I pretty much know most of my major scales. I know how to do most of my 2-5-1s, and I can do all those kinds of things that you can learn from a book and sit at a piano and practice. And I thought, if I could do that, then okay, well then I can play standards and I could then start to improvise. But I really wasn't being able to create melodies. I could play the right scale on the right chord, but it wouldn't be creating anything. It would just be randomly playing the note. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, until I can start to hear things, then I'm not going to have really much melodic imagination, and then I can't improvise. So I thought, it's the ears that's really sticking, and I can't even distinguish the notes. I went and looked at some other videos from people that you've recommended. Rick Beato was one of them, and they're really good videos. I mean, there's a lot of great information there, but they all start from the assumption that I can play a note and then sing that note. So I would go to the piano, play a C, and try to sing it into Instuner, and it would come out as an A, or come out as a D, and it wouldn't come out the same twice. And I wouldn't know that I was singing it different the 2 times I sang it into Instuner.
Yeah, that's a good little summation right there. I think most of these ear training videos that you'll find do start from the assumption that you can sing on key. So let's figure that out right away. Your talking voice, you sound kind of baritone-y to me. So let's pick a note that should be pretty easy for a baritone. I'm gonna play a D3 like that, and that note for me is really low in my voice, but for you it should be really comfortable. What if I just ask you to sing Da on that? Okay. All right. So you were actually a little low. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask you to start as low as you can and try to come up to this note. Go ahead.
Da.
And then come up.
Da.
Okay. This is your comfortable note. It's called a B flat. So let's change to this note. Let's make sure that you can sing this note and feel good about it. So I'll sing it with you.
Okay.
Da.
Da.
All right. This time you came higher.
Okay.
You came up a little higher. Let's switch to this one. Da. Go ahead.
Da.
Oh. Yeah. That's darn close. Okay. So now that we're on this one, let's go like this. Let's go. Da 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 da. Try that.
Da 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 da.
That's pretty good. Do it again. Da 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 da. Good. This time, put your hand on a D flat. It's the D flat below middle C. There you go. Now play it. See if you can figure that out, what we just sang.
I'm trying to find the first interval.
Listen again. Listen to what I'm singing and playing.
Okay.
Da, da, da. What's the first part? Good, that's right. That's right. So you can hear that it's one note. That's a good first step. Okay, listen to the second note. Da, 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 da.
So it goes higher.
Good.
No. No.
Tell
No.
me this. The first thing you did was you went. Do you remember your first choice? You went from a D flat to a...
Well, I went one note close, and I was like, oh, that's not even. It's much higher. So I went all the way to the octave, and then started working back down from the octave.
Okay, I've got to tell you, you were wrong. It wasn't much higher. It was just it was even less higher than you went. So sing it with me again. Da, 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 da. Actually, listen to me because of the Skype delay. Listen to me play and sing, and then you play and sing.
Okay.
Da, 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 da.
Da 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 da.
Hey,
that's it.
Hey,
da, da.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So I knew it was right. Now once I got it, I knew I was da 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 da.
Good. Raise your voice a tiny bit. It's a little low. Da
Da da da da da.
There you go. That's a lot closer. Good.
Okay.
Let's
so
change.
it was D flat, E flat, and F, right?
Yeah, that's right. D flat, E flat, and F. Perfect. Okay. Now, what if I told you to use only those three notes? And do you know the melody to Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Yeah, and I know how to make it in every key. So
you do.
I
that's,
already know it.
So that's
so
not a good one.
By sound.
Okay.
I don't know Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
You don't? That one has a few. That one has a few more skips. I'm trying to think of a melody that only has three notes. I know.
Row your boat. I know that one.
How about Three Blind Mice?
I don't know it on the piano, but I think I know the little kiddie tune. Yeah.
Okay, so it uses those three notes.
Okay. So it starts that way. It starts from F to E flat.
How did you know?
Well, as soon as I know the song, I'm hearing it in my head, and then I'm going, three blind mice.
Yeah.
See how.
It does it twice.
Like
I mean, not to get all technical about a nursery rhyme with you, but yeah, twice. And then, what's it do after that? Can you hear it?
No. No. They all ran up to the farmer's wife, right?
Not yet, not yet. Hold on, I'll show you how it goes. It goes like this. Three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. So where does it go? Did that go higher or lower in my voice?
It goes higher.
Good.
So then it leaves these three notes, so going to different notes now, right?
That's right.
So, well, what's the scale? Now, see, I'm trying to think it through now.
Yeah.
That I shouldn't do that. That's my problem is that I'll try to now fall back to what scale am I in? Okay.
Yeah. To make it easier on you, and maybe to make it easier on viewers, let's move to the key of C. Can we do that?
Okay.
So instead of F, E flat, D flat, what will our notes be now?
So it would be E. So if we.
That's right.
So it's a. Is that right?
Almost. Every one of those notes needs. There you go. Every one of those notes needs to go down a half step.
Okay, so.
An easier way to think of it is if these are the first three notes of a D flat major scale.
Nope.
All I have to do is play the first three notes of a C major scale.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay. So. Okay. So again, sing it and play. Three blind mice. Three blind mice. See. I'm gonna keep holding.
That's it. It goes to G.
Yeah, you're right. It does. How they run. Good.
No.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll go twice on the F. See how they run. That's it.
Okay. All right.
Do you want to go to the next part? Can you hear it in your head?
Is that the all right after the
Yeah,
farmer's
that's right.
wife
That's
one?
right. Da. So there's that note. Find that. Da. I'll give you a clue that. Da. Wait, see if you can find it.
It's D. No.
Play every note in the C major scale in
Okay.
order and see when one of them sounds like it's sticking. Go slower. What do you think?
Not.
Don't know?
I'd be guessing. I'm guessing it's like G,
Good.
A, or B.
Your first instinct was right. It's a G.
G?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the only way to get better at this is to practice it, just like we're doing. So So at this point, I think we need to like take a little detour from Three Blind Mice and just do this for a second. And it's a little tedious, but let's do it 3 times.
Okay.
So that was 1. We'll do 2 more. Okay, I'm gonna pick another scale, another note in C major, and sing it, and see if you can find it. Okay, here we go.
So am I singing it right?
You're not. You almost had the G right, but you don't have this one right. I think the singing is going to be like a whole other thing.
Okay.
Like maybe to work on with a voice teacher, but I mean, I'd be happy to work on it with you sometime. But since we're focusing on playing piano melodies, let's. Most of the time, I'll have somebody sing. In your case, I think I won't. So.
Okay, that's okay.
You're such a good sport. So let's just have you play just the same. You're going to play 1 note at a time and really listen as you play each note and see which one sticks to you. Okay, here we go. All right, you hit them all. Do it again, and this time go slower.
D.
That's it.
Yeah. D.
Yeah, really good. Okay, this time instead of singing, I'm going to play one.
Okay.
Okay, here it is.
C.
Look at that. Nailed it. That's interesting. Okay, let's try another one.
F.
You're so much better at that. That's kind
I
of
spend more time
crazy.
at the piano.
Yeah, you absolutely do. But my voice, I mean, which is right in key, has a totally different timbre than the piano has. So you're not used to it.
Yeah. So
That's
you were
amazing.
talking about a lesson that I had with you, playing lesson on the piano, and you suggested that I go and try and transcribe Miles Davis solo from So What? And I couldn't hear the notes from the trumpet because it's on the trumpet.
Because it's on the trumpet.
But maybe if it was somebody's piano solo.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we should think of a nice, really easy piano solo. Maybe Red Garland takes a really nice solo on it's a blues on the. It's on one of the Workin' or Steamin' or one of those albums. Anyway, I'll send it to you. He takes one that's a lot easier to figure out, but it starts like this. Can you do that?
A.
Almost. Listen again.
B flat.
Good. B flat. Goes like this.
Oh, sorry.
That's how it starts. Here's the next one. So there's the first one, here's the next one. Listen to the B flat. Listen. Is the next note higher or lower?
Higher?
Yep. It's close.
It's D flat.
Got it. Okay, good. So here's how it goes. Yeah.
D flat to D.
Good. Okay, listen again. Good. And then it does 2 more B flats. Yeah, that's how it starts. It's a really cool solo. I'll play a little bit for you. It takes all this rest. I love it. Does that sound like something you could probably figure out?
Yeah, I probably couldn't figure the chords out, but I could figure maybe I could.
It's a blues.
Could have a go at the melody. Yeah.
It's a blues, so that helps.
Yeah. So if
I think you could have a go
that
at
helps
the
a little
melody.
bit.
I think you could have a go at the melody. Yeah. But since you're from Australia, do you know the melody to Waltzing Matilda?
I know the melody, like you hear it 100 times, but I wouldn't know how to play it.
Okay, perfect. So this will be the last thing we do. We'll play Waltzing Matilda in the key of C, and I'll play it for you first. Right? It's such a pretty melody. Do you know that much of it?
I would have to think it through. I don't. You seem to have this almost like ability to recall melodies, like at a very detailed level. And I don't think I can. I think I've heard the song 100 times, but I don't think I can recall it that well. I have to listen to it, play it, listen to it, play it, listen to it, play it. Play it and rewind it, play it and rewind it, kind of thing. And
for you, you'd probably have to listen to a piano play it.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd say, I mean, it might not always be that way for you, but I'd actually go one instrument at a time. So after you've worked on the piano for maybe like a year, like if you want to learn any melody, look up a piano playing it, and then you're gonna have to listen and learn from a piano. But after that, pick your next favorite instrument and dig in.
Yeah, well, it's the same. It's it's an interesting thing that you said, that the problem I said about learning things from the book, because I can make sounds on those instruments there, on the bass guitar but just because I learned how to put your fingers down and how to make a sound, but I couldn't play it. I couldn't pick up sounds by ear, and I couldn't do what we're doing here on the piano.
One of those guys over there, those should be your next instrument for sure, because you've got a familiarity with it. So yeah, like I have a weird kind of almost perfect pitch, and with the piano, it's like dead on. Like you would think I have perfect pitch if we just talked about the piano. But I played trumpet for a long time in high school, and when I hear somebody play the trumpet, I can, I know those notes too. They just jump out at me. I'm like, that's a C sharp, or there's no doubt in my mind because I have a familiarity with the trumpet. So it might happen for you with the bass or guitar or something. Not like it will for me. You're right. I'm like I got cat-like reflexes for melodies.
It's your secret. It's your superpower.
Yeah.
But does that mean is that the reason why you can also have melodic memory like that? You remember all those melodies at such a specific level? Like Waltzing Matilda is probably something that you probably play once in a blue moon, but that you just recall the melody perfectly.
Yeah. For me, if I can sing it, I can play it. They're the same to me. And I don't know why that is. It's probably nurture against nature kind of idea. It probably was a lot of nurture because I worked on it a lot as a kid, but it probably it's probably in my genes too. It's probably both.
There's an interesting study about that, but anyway, I digress.
Do you remember where it is or what it's called?
Yeah, I can send it to you. It's actually it concludes that that basically, to have absolute pitch, you have to have the gene for it, but in order to express that gene, you have to have musical training before the age of 8.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. I think Rick Beato's talked about that too.
Yeah, and I think that's right. So, and then he has this computer program which he encourages parents to use on their yet to be born children.
That's right.
Which is actually pretty interesting. Yeah, and those music lists, and I think it's a pretty cool thing. Neural, I think it's called.
Yeah, Neural. I would have tried it if I, was going to have any more babies, but that's not going to happen. Those days are over. Okay, so here we go. Back Waltzing Matilda, key of C. And I'm going to play, and then you're going to find it. So it starts like this.
On the G?
Yeah, on the G. If you had to guess the next note, could you?
It goes higher.
Oh, does it do that? Does it go Waltzing Matilda? I think it does. Okay, so I played it wrong. Okay, but I'll change.
No. Maybe I'm wrong. I trust you more than I trust me.
One of us is, and you're from Australia, so.
But no
accent.
Well, you can hear my accent. I'm originally from America, but I've been here long enough. I've been here 18 years.
What part of America are you from?
Florida.
Florida, right on. Okay, here we go. There's the first part.
It goes G, A, E.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Okay, so let's do it again. Good. Just say the words with it.
Okay. Waltzing Matilda.
Perfect. Here's the next part. That's the next note.
C on the octave?
That's right. Do you know what it does after that?
Kind of the same thing again.
Play it from the beginning.
So it goes to the D and then to the A.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's right. I think I was doing it wrong, but yeah, that's great. Okay, so here we go. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda. Okay, good. Next part. You'll come a waltzing.
Do that again?
So 3 times on that one.
Back to the G, yep.
So this.
Sorry, I talked over the last note.
Yeah, what's the matter with you? Here we go. Perfect.
Up to the A and back to the G.
Yeah, and then here's the last part.
Ooh.
So what note are we starting on? And so it's going to do 2 of
G,
those.
back to the G.
Yeah, it's on the G. G is kind of the center. It's what degree of the scale is it, if we're going to see?
Fifth degree?
Yeah. It's kind of the home place, like it centers around a G. So, okay, we're going to go. Matilda, Matilda, 2 times on the G. With me.
It goes scaling down, down from the G. It goes down scalar from G, F, E, D.
Right, or so fa mi do, or so fa mi re, right? Yeah.
Right.
Perfect. Do you know the next part? Yeah. Go from the beginning. See if you can. How's your memory?
Ooh, that's not going to be good.
Almost. It doesn't do that quite yet. First it goes. It goes. Yeah, that's right. And then. Now stop. Yeah. You'll come a-waltzing. It's 3 times on the G. You'll come a-waltzing. Back to the G. And then it was a couple of G's and then the scales. Matilda with me. close. Yeah.
That doesn't go.
The next part goes da 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 da. What's that one?
D.
Close.
C.
There you go.
C.
So it goes.
Middle C.
Yeah, middle C's right. Good job. Good. You're close. Listen one more time.
No. No.
Yeah, that's just about right. That's right. Yeah, good. Now, one thing that people might wonder when they watch this is why, Aimee, why haven't you shown us the piano keyboard of either of you? One reason is because that's really hard to do. 2 cameras, it's too much for me. But the other reason is the same reason that I don't do it when I teach Skype lessons. I never show anybody my hands unless they absolutely need to see my hands, and then I show them. But I love for people to use their ears. And even you that thought you couldn't do it at all can do it quite a bit without even seeing my hands, right? Ever.
I'm surprised that I think once we put the singing to one side, because I think there's a lot of anxiety that comes with that as well.
Yeah, there often is.
And we just started, you just started kind of encouraging these little things like we're doing. So I guess my question would be, how do I do this without you? How do I practice this?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, one idea is that you could get somebody that plays piano that would be willing to teach you, and they don't even have to play very well, but somebody that would be willing to do this with you once a week. Skype actually, it's like the one rare instance where Skype works better than being in real life because you can't see my hand. Yeah, in fact, there might be somebody that watches this video that thinks you're awesome, because you are, and wants to teach you. So if that happens, they can write to me and I can put them in touch. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Cool. And then the other thing would be, have you ever heard of the Suzuki Method of piano playing?
I've heard of it, but I don't know really. I mean, I know it's ear-based, but I don't know much more than that.
Yeah, I don't know if they exist, but I started with the Suzuki Method. It also might be another reason that I have an aptitude for this stuff. But the whole idea of that is to listen to very simple recordings and then to regurgitate what you hear without ever reading. So if you could find some Suzuki recordings on YouTube, maybe, you could hear very simple piano that you could probably pause and check and rewind and pause and, there's also, there's like a YouTube slow downer app that you can get that could make it go super slow for you, which might help. I'd say that's how you should practice on your own, with recordings of other piano players.
Okay.
Another idea is you could close your eyes and just stab at a note and see if you could say that. What would you guess? Could you?
Can you play it again?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You were one off. It was really good. So to just close your eyes and stab at a note and then try to name it, and see if you can. Then you have to poke around to find it. You have to remember what it sounded like, but
yeah.
Oh, you might record it. That's an idea. You grab your iPhone, you just do a voice memo, and just do some notes. Don't even look at your piano. Just and then stop it, and then go listen to it and see if you can recall it. And
yeah, I think the thing for me, which was when I was kind of having some success a few minutes ago, was that it's melodic, so it fits in a context,
mm-hmm.
And so I can hear a little bit if I'm right or wrong.
That's
and that's
true.
Part of my problem is that if with the random notes, I might think that I'm right and I might be wrong. But with the melody, you can kind of know because it doesn't fit with the note before or the note that comes after if you're wrong.
Yeah.
So there's melody. The simple melodies do make it a little bit easier to know if I'm right or wrong.
It's good for you.
I don't have a memory for the pitches. Like,
right.
I'll go away and come back to the piano and I won't remember what the C sounded like.
That's really an important thing for you to note about yourself. That's part of where your talent lies, is in melodies. So it's good that that's our whole like concept today, because it's kind of a crutch for you. So you do need to work on melodies. So maybe that Suzuki Method, or find, you could look up, not to be a creeper, but you could look up little kids playing their first piano recital. Just try to find some easy recordings of piano, and so I would do that so that you're learning melodies. But I would also do this random thing because it's a way to push yourself.
Okay.
I think it might be smart.
I'll do it.
Okay. Feel like we made some progress?
I do. I was when we were, the whole Waltzing Matilda thing, and yeah, I mean it was good. I surprised myself, so I think there's a little bit of confidence that came out of that, which is really good, and I think that's part of the battle.
Good.
That I never really have confidence in this, especially with the voice, and that's a lot of apprehension about that. I'm finding a way to practice it. I think that I'm going to work on that. What you suggested, I think I've really got to figure out how I can, drill this. I think I really need to do it frequently, like just 10 minutes a day.
Yeah, a little bit a day. I would
even
too.
for that, and then I can go and play, work on tunes off the lead sheets and stuff. But
yeah, then you could feel like a much better piano player.
Exactly. Yeah. So
using all your academics.
I do feel like I want to do that because at least I feel like I'm playing something.
I don't mean to reduce you to bare minimum like this. I mean that can be kind of a blow, but
no,
because all the things that you've learned, your scales, your chords, playing from lead sheets, that don't take away from that at all. That's half of it. Like
no, and I actually started kind of having a little formula for these songs. I would kind of get the lead sheet and I'd work the melody out, just the melody line. Then I'd work a single note bass line. Then I'd work I know you don't call them shells, but the shells, the
thirds
root
seventh,
or no, I'd just do the root and the seventh
root and
first,
seventh, yeah.
And then I do root and third, because sometimes a lot of those standards they move where you go from the root seven to root third, like they move in that kind of motion.
Yeah.
And then I would add additional chord tones into my right hand with the melody as I build up comfort with the song, so that way I'm putting the chords into both hands, so I'm that spread voicing, they call it, I think.
Yeah.
And I would do that, and then I would, once I got comfortable I could play the melody, then I would go and I would pick out the guide tone, the thirds and the sevenths of every chord, and I would write them out on a sheet, and I would learn to play the guide tones over the chord, the root and the seventh or the root and the third, in my right hand. So I'd play the guide tones in like half notes, or depending upon how many chords to the bar there were. And then I would do that, and then I would try to play the thirds and the sevenths in my right hand, while I would play like the arpeggio of the chord or something in my left hand, while I arpeggiate the chord in my right hand. Nice. And I kind of try to do that for every single song that I learn.
Do you enjoy that?
Really.
Do you enjoy that process?
I do, because there's a measurable progress that I can
Cool.
that I
you can see it happening.
So
yeah.
But that's more, that's that academic kind of approach to it, right? It's formulaic.
Yeah.
I do learn the chords. I do, learn what chords go with what songs, but I don't learn them like in a musical sense, because if I was listening and you said, don't play, listen and let 3 bars go by and then play the chord on the 4th bar.
Mm-hmm.
I only know the chords in relation to what comes before.
In order.
Having played it before them, yeah, in order. So it's like the whole thing when people trade, you have to know where you're going. Someone plays 4 and then you have to pick up on the 5th bar. Yeah. I'm lost. I get lost in the forms of things, and so there's pieces missing, and it's all down to this ear stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is probably too much for your video, but
no, I like it. I think that's helpful for people, and you're right. It's like a very left brain kind of way to approach it, I think. But to add a little of the other side, a more creative side to your little method, just memorize the melody. Add that as step 2. Work out the melody and then memorize it. I think.
Yeah, and after a while, I do get to like you know, like
Cool.
that. Or,
So where you got it?
you know.
Yeah. That's cool. Good. So it happens. It happens after a while. That's great.
Yeah, it does. It happens because you've played it 1,000 times.
Yeah. Right. Well, Adam, I think this was good. I'm glad we did it.
Thank you so much, Aimee, and thank you for taking my email in the spirit which with it was intended, which was to say, hey, look, I understand that you know, and you do so many great things. I did say that in I know you don't like to pat yourself on the back, but you do put out and share and give a lot of yourself on these YouTube videos and share a lot of your knowledge. And so I don't want to sound unappreciative. I just thought I would say, look, there may be a gap for some people like me. If I'm the only one, then I really appreciate your time. But if somebody else gets some benefit from this too, I think that's great.
You weren't the only one. There were a few more, and even if you were the only one, I would. This would have been worth it. But hopefully we help some more people.
Yeah, well, you have to come to Australia and have a surf. Okay. Yeah, the beach is at the end of my street, so.
Yeah, that's like top on my list.
You could actually, I live across the street from a booking agent, so I could get the booking agent to book you a bunch of gigs, and you could come over.
Gosh, you're like a gold mine. Do you live on a winery too?
Well, I spend half my week. I do have a vineyard. I spend half my week at the vineyard because I'm a winemaker. So
yeah. Well, I don't drink, but at least it would be beautiful and like yeah. So okay.
Yeah, it is.
We'll put that on my list of things to do as soon as I make time. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you very much, Aimee.
All right. See ya.
All right.